Fire near University Mall in Tampa. This is a live picture from our crews on the ground. We will not be able to bring you this shot for very long due to having to leave this area. Fowler closed between 15th and 30th for this fire here at the Champs near University Mall in Tampa. I'm going to see if we can bring in 8 on your sides. Marco Villarreal. Hey there, Marco. Trying to bring you in here if we can. Can you hear me?
Fire, and that may be what you guys are seeing right now. There's a crowd that's gathered around as they watch this. We're definitely seeing people walking and running from behind the building with shoes in their hands. So it sounds like looks like there's looting happening, at least in the store now, which is definitely not a good thing to be doing, and definitely not a safe thing to be doing to a building that's currently on fire. So that's kind of what we're seeing. This is directly across the street from the mall where all the activity you guys have been seeing all night is happening. Have not heard or do not know what it was that caused this fire tonight.
Marco Villarreal joining us, everybody, from near this. Marco, are you in a safe location somewhere behind the camera here? Where are you at this time?
I'm walking with our photojournalist, Jim Hockett, and I'm doing a double job right now as I talk to you and I tell you what's going on, but my head is on a swivel the entire time, making sure that he's okay, and that nobody gives him any grief or tries to do any funny business, jump in front of the camera, do anything dumb, or even try to, do anything with us. So it's safety patrol / reporting is what I'm doing right now, JB.
8 on your sides, Marco Villarreal. Everybody, I want to let everybody know here as we're watching this feed from the WFLA Now Stream Center, moments before we were live here on WFLA Now, this fire is happening live on the right side of your screen. Moments before the live stream began, we saw somebody leaving the Champs location with several boxes of shoes. So there has been a looting that has occurred here at the Champs, and that person left the scene here very, very quickly. Marco, how many looters would you say that you've seen here at the scene of the fire at the Champs here in Tampa?
We've definitely seen about a dozen, but it depends. You've got cars and motorcycles that are continuing to drive up to the building. I've not seen any firefighters here on the scene or actually any deputies close by. They're trying to work the road because the road is backed up with section and trying to keep cars away from this area. But, they're doing the best they can, and you can only do so much when everybody's kind of doing whatever they want out here, which is unfortunate.
Marco, would it be possible here? Is there any way that we could get photojournalist? I know it's photojournalist Jim Hockett who's here at the scene, and here we have somebody who's getting in even closer to the fire here. Inexcusable behavior here. Again, we should be getting as far away from the fire here as possible. Is there any way that that yourself and Jim can stay with us here live for a little bit longer and maybe get a little bit farther away from the fire itself? Oh, here we see a portion of the building collapsing here. Marco, what are you seeing?
Yeah, a portion of the building there just came down, obviously, with the fire, and that is why you don't want these people getting up close and taking their selfies and pictures. This is absolutely devastating to see a store that is caught on fire tonight. Some of the palm trees behind the store have caught on fire as well, and so it's kind of a very dangerous situation. But a lot of the people, this is heartbreaking to see. A lot of the people thinking this is funny, thinking this is what should be happening, and it is definitely not what started off the day with those peaceful protests, and now it just turns out to be more people who I think are just taking advantage of this situation of lawlessness to a degree out here, as law enforcement is really just trying to keep the bare minimum of safety possible. I understand they don't want to escalate things, and I don't want to talk about what their tactics are on that, but it's it's sad to see the disrespect that a lot of the people out here have for these businesses.
8 on your sides, Marco Villarreal, our photojournalist. Jim here working the scene, everybody, again, trying to do this with safety in mind. Tampa Fire Rescue yet to arrive here on the scene. And, yeah, Marco, here's some of the...
JB, I'm gonna jump off real quick so we can go do some more work. Sorry about that, but if we have any more information, I'll make sure to tune in.
Yeah, and Marco, pass along to, again, our photojournalist there that we would... of course, moving away from the fire and being safe out there. We're, of course, making sure that that our team members here at WFLA staying as safe as possible. Again, 8 on your sides, Marco Villarreal there with our photojournalist. This is live, everybody, from Tampa. The Champs near University Mall on fire. Tampa Fire Rescue yet to arrive on the scene. There has been police activity here in the area. Boxes of shoes all over the parking lot here. This has been the scene of a looting tonight. Right before we were live, we saw multiple people carrying boxes of shoes. Now we're seeing people taking selfies. We've seen several people here on this live stream taking selfies in front of this fire. And then the portion of the building that just collapsed here. So this is obviously a part of a larger picture tonight. A very sad, a very unfortunate set of circumstances that has led to a day that began with peaceful protests here in the city of Tampa in Hillsborough County. Those protests took a turn for the worse earlier on today. This evening, it was actually, Saturday evening now. We are now approaching 1 a.m. Sunday, May 31st. We are in the early morning hours of this Sunday, everybody. And now, okay, so this is photojournalist Jim Hockett getting a little bit farther away from the scene here. Again, going about this with safety in mind. And if he is going to be powered down, I think that he is going to be powering down here, everybody, in a moment. We're going to stay here to see if he's going to reverse the camera back in our direction. But a terrible scene there from the city of Tampa. Again, the Champs store on fire, clearly looted merchandise all over the parking lot, and we saw several people walking out of the Champs store, walking away from the Champs store with stacks of boxes of shoes leaving the scene. How the fire started, not exactly sure. When it started, still sure, but we started to see some Facebook Live comments, some people letting us know that the Champs was on fire on the other side of University Mall. The other side of University Mall is where we've seen the large